Located in northeast Indiana, Steuben County is home to over 34,000 residents and more than 101 lakes. These lakes, in addition to all the wetlands, streams, and rivers, are enjoyed both for their natural beauty and for the recreational activities they support. Many residents of Steuben County, recreational users and agricultural producers alike, appreciate their water resources and are working hard to keep them clean and usable. The Conservation Farming Legacies video series has been created to share the chronicles of some of the county's agricultural producers who are taking extra measures to address water quality issues both on their land and in nearby bodies of water. I hope you will join us in celebrating their efforts.
Hi, I'm Ryan Waite from Steuben County, Indiana. I'm 70 years old, and I guess I've been farming 62 years. At least my father told me I started at 8. This is a third generation farm, or third or fourth, getting to be the fourth. My father farmed for probably 75 years. Both down at Pleasant Lake and on this farm here. He's been here since 1958. It's been in the family since then. This was a dairy farm all the time I grew up, and I got penalized to have to do the milking. But we milked about 70, 80 cows here and farmed more ground than what we farm now. We presently farm about 1,000 acres, I guess. And stuff.
Hi, I'm Ryan Waite. I'm obviously Ron's son. I'm the third generation. Same thing, started out about when I was 8 years old, so I'm going to be 50, so been farming for 42 years. I currently farm Steuben County, live here on the back corner of the home farm that was grandfather's. I have 2 sons and 2 grandsons, so they are involved somewhat with the farming, so we like to do it and we like to live here. It's a good life. We've been, applying conservation practices for probably a good 10 years strong. Grandpa did do some rye cover crops.
No tilling.
No tilling. We've experimented with it over the years as I grew up doing it. It just never stuck completely. Well, in the last few years, we've completely converted all our acres to 100% cover crop and 100% no-till. It's been multiple reasons. I do a lot of reading in the winter, research. A lot of guys are going to irrigations. I got intrigued with the water quality, water retainage of the no-till. The soil health is a big thing I'm really a pusher of getting our organic matter back up because it's low in this part of the state. The years of plowing, chisel plowing, and no-tilling, tilling is depleted our cover crops, or not our cover crops, but our organic matter. So we currently apply filter strips around our swamp areas, low areas. We have several farms where highly erodible land, or areas we have seeded to grass to stop erosion, all that. The cover crops have completely almost eliminated all of our erosion, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we don't have that many open ditches, but we are in the heart of Steuben County Lakes area.
Yes.
We farm against every lake there is in this county.
Yes, we do. We want the soil to stay where it's at. We want the water to stay on the fields. We don't want it going into the creeks, we want it to have time to settle. Being 100% no-till and cover crops has really helped us manage our water quality. We're keeping it on the fields better, it's absorbing better, it's going down instead of running off the fields. The cover also helps us retain moisture. that's a big thing. It slows down the evaporation rate. Weed control is huge. We used to spray, 3 or 4 times a year on the soybeans and some on the corn, and virtually now it's basically we spray to burn down the cover crop once we're planted, and we may or may not spray again,
right,
depending on the health of the cover crop, the growing season in the spring. The weed control has been wonderful. It's helping us, save money on weed control. We're working towards our input costs everybody knows are high right now. We're working on, the soil health. We're working on cutting back. We're working through cutting back on our fertilizers, trying to go more organic. Not organic, but soil health.
Our land here is hilly. We farm probably every kind of land there is.
Yes.
Muck to blow sand.
Yeah.
Gravels, hills, clay hills. You need to keep the water and stuff where it's at, so you hold it in there better. It's a little tough on an old man like me who's used to seeing clean fields. I have a hard time for about 2 weeks in the spring thinking, is that stuff going to grow out there? But it does. And
we've got it down to where we used to have trouble with stands, corn stands especially, and no-till.
Well, planting into rye.
Planting it, corn into rye is not. A lot of guys do it.
Get by.
We just haven't perfected it yet up here, so we kind of go another route. And that's the thing about cover crops is every area of the country is different. It's a learning experience. That's all I can tell you. It's been painful for us a few times. We've done some stuff that we thought last year we planted into rye chest high and thought, oh my gosh, what did we do? But they were probably our best soybeans we ran last year. So
you didn't see them until August, but they finally come out.
Yeah, so don't be afraid and don't do it all. My advice is don't do it all
at once.
Experiment. We still are experimenting, and this year our clover and stuff for our corn didn't come great, so we're going to experiment with some different stuff next year.
Every year's different, and it is in farming in general.
As everybody knows, the weather right now is crazy. So, to me, that's even more of a sign of we're in the driest spring in my lifetime right now.
Mine too.
So
for this early, yeah.
And now I'm glad we have the cover that we have. We'll see, time will tell on what that's going to do for us. My advice to the next generation is keep evolving, keep researching. Don't be afraid to try something new. Seeds changing, the weather's changing, everything always is changing. Nothing's ever constant. Don't be afraid to try something new. We're getting into the microbes. We're experimenting with adding microbes to our starter fertilizer now that is converting the nutrients in the ground to usable so we can cut back on our fertilizers. Biggest thing I want to tell you is don't do the same thing year after year. Do something new. Try something new, because you have to change and grow with the times, because it's always changing. What worked 20 years ago, some things still work, some things are not. And our margins are getting to the point where they're tight. They're tight, so we got to maximize as much as we can on every acre we have to keep this thing moving. So.
And my advice to the fathers is don't yell too loud to begin with. There are times you're going to wonder what in the heck are they doing, but it's worked, and I've learned stuff, and I've learned from it. We have a lot of stony ground. The no-till, you don't have to pick stones every year and stuff, and it really saves a lot on that. It's better on the machinery. So I like it, except for about 2 weeks out of the year.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions of farmers, you know, especially in our area, we have 101 lakes in our county, is their concern on runoff of fertilizer, their chemical usage getting into the lakes, water systems, everything. The misconception side of that is the technology now that we're using is variable rate fertilizers. There's, you know, with the no-till, we're cutting way back on our chemicals. I mean, at the end of the day, we want to cut back because it costs a lot to put those things on the field. We don't want to put extra. We don't want to lose that. So we are moving in that direction where we're cutting back to not using any more than is required. And with variable rate, we're gridding every acre of the soil. So it's only getting what it needs for that crop in that crop year. So I just want to say, you know, the technology with farming nowadays is a lot different than it used to be. Everybody's trying to manage that bottom line down to the dollar. We don't want to put any more money out there than we have to because it's expensive.
And in the end, the farmer has to survive because people have to eat. We need food, fiber, fuel, whatever. So everybody's got to try to get along and do things.
Yep.
You want to keep I want the environment to be as clean or better for my grandkids or great grandkids now.
Yes.
As they were when I was a kid.
Yep.
And I think we need to work on that, definitely.
Yep. I think we're all headed in that direction, and a lot of the neighboring farms, they're applying all this technology. They're adjusting to the times too. It's changing. Farming is definitely changing, and you can watch YouTube videos on Millennial Farmer and watch the technology that we have today that everybody's using. So it's
not everybody.
Us younger generation are pushing, but it's good. It's good for the environment. It's good for the community.